Which brings us to prediction number 5 for 2025. Media licensing for AI will trigger scrutiny on individual talent, name, image, likeness, and voice issues. If big media IP content rights holders decide to license their content libraries to big tech for generative AI training purposes, which, as I've said and predicted, they increasingly will, then individual celebrity talent featured in those licensed films and television series will expect to be paid as they should. In other words, name, image, likeness, and voice issues will need to be solved with consent and compensation. Actor deals, as an example, that are with the studios will not be enough to justify the studios licensing their content pools that include those actors and actresses and directors and other individual talent within them, because nobody anticipated that kind of use when it comes to signing up for a talent deal. That's very different when you're talking about breaking down individual personas, images, likenesses, voices, performances, breaking them down into dots, I's and O's, dots and zeros for recombining purposes via generative AI. That is fundamentally different than having a new form of distribution that technology brings to play that is something that could have been foreseeable when talent enters into a licensing or enters into a talent deal. So I expect this issue and those kinds of discussions when it comes to image, likeness, voice, and the need, the demand, the expectation for compensation and consent. Those discussions started to bubble up. I'm in the middle of those discussions. They've started to bubble up in the second half of this past year, but now I fully expect them to rise up to the top, and I'm involved in many of those kinds of discussions. I see that as a very big issue that's a sleeper under the radar, but will become much more in the kind of the zeitgeist for media entertainment in the world of generative AI. That brings us to prediction number 6.